Hey, Xavier. I want to ask you about that fourth down catch. I know it's sort of routine for you in a sense, and that you make crazy catches all the time in practice, but sometimes fans haven't seen them all on the field. Can you walk us through that play, and then also, maybe some of the feedback you've gotten just from people around you who've seen it and what they've said to you about it?
For sure. I mean, it was 4th and 3, game was on the line. We had a man call, so we knew kind of what we were getting ourselves into on 3rd and short, 4th and short. They were going to bring pressure and just try to man up on the outside. So we ran like a little return route from the slot, motioned over to the boundary. We knew they were going to play man. Inside receiver took an inside release, so it forced the guy that was tracing me to go over top. And right when I broke, it was just one of those spots on the field that was, just a little bit wetter than the rest of the field. Slipped, and I mean, Cam threw a good ball. Saw that I slipped and just put it out there. And I told Cam every single time that you don't know, just put in the vicinity, and we'll take care of the rest. He worries too much about other stuff, so just did my job. Just ran the route, caught the ball, and again, like you said, I make those catches all the time. I practice those catches, so it was a routine play for me.
Next, we'll go to Jordan McPherson of the Miami Herald. Jordan.
Yeah, hey there, X. I wanted to ask you about Isaiah Horton. Guys obviously has the go-ahead touchdown on that final drive, and then was part of the chaos that was the Hail Mary play. To see him make the impacts on both ends of the ball in such key moments, what was that like from your vantage point? And just to see what he's been doing this season.
Right now, for sure. I mean, Isaiah has grown tremendously, and he's been a real game changer for us this year so far. And I mean, I'm just super excited to see, all the hard work that he's done finally pay off.
Next, we'll go to Adam Lichtenstein of the Sun Sentinel. Adam.
Hey, X, how's it going?
How you doing? I'm great.
Good, good. So I asked Kiko this, and I think Mario kind of alluded to it the other day. It seems like this Virginia Tech game was kind of like a little bit of the best of both worlds in that you guys get the lessons you could learn from a loss, well, without actually, taking a loss. How much now you had some time to reflect on that game, watch film and everything? What have you guys really taken from that game? What have you learned from it?
Right. I mean, we focused on it the day after, know that we didn't play our best football. And again, a lot of people are downplaying Virginia Tech. They're a really good football team. But I mean, we're kind of past that, whatever happened on Saturday night or Friday night. And now this whole week, we've just been focused on, trying to be the best ourselves as we can be, and get ready for an amazing Cal team.
And then, yeah, what have you seen from the Cal defense on film? They've gotten off to a good start to the year.
Right, for sure. I mean, they're a very experienced defense. They have ball players everywhere. The most interceptions in college football, so that has to tell you something, I mean, again, a well experienced defensive back core. I think 4 of the 5 guys who really play a lot is redshirt seniors. So, I mean, I'm just super excited to verse a really talented defense.
We'll do a few more for X. Next, we'll go to Luke Cheney of 247. Luke.
Hey, X, how's it going, man?
Great, how are you?
Good, good. So to kind of piggyback on Adam's question about Cal, just looking at them defensively, do they, without giving too much away, of course, do they do anything defensively that's, I guess, a bit different than some of the other defenses that, you've played against this year?
Right. I mean, they definitely have their own scheme, they're not the same as any other team, but what they do well is they play really hard. They don't do nothing exotic, but they do their job at a high level, and they execute at a very high level. They play with each other, and again, when the ball's on the field and in between whistles, they're hustling 100%. So, again, we're gonna have to execute very high to beat them.
So I know you spoke after the game about, needing to work on missed tackles and stuff like that. Just what have you guys been doing this week to kind of correct that issue?
We've been emphasizing tackling. Every before practice, during our indies, before we gather as a group, we work those fundamentals and techniques to make sure to put ourselves in the right position to make tackles, so we don't do the same mistakes that we did last week. So everybody been locked in, and everybody knows their mistakes, and everybody been focusing on that main aspect of the game. So yeah.
Next, we'll go to Jordan McPherson of the Miami Herald. Jordan.
Hey there, Kiko. Two questions. First off, just what are your initial thoughts on Cal's offense from what you guys seen on film? Obviously, we know what their running back can do.
I mean, yeah, the film don't lie. The running back is very explosive. They got a really good core of running backs that could run and that could, find holes when the defense don't do their job. So they'll expose defense that don't play disciplined football. So we're well and ready for that. The quarterback can get out of the pocket and make some plays. So he's very accurate with his arm, and we gotta do a better job with our containing him. So all that is part of preparation, and we're ready for those challenges.
And then secondly, this is the Hurricanes' first trip out to Cal since I think 1990. But you, Cam, Mish, a few other guys have played at Cal Memorial Stadium before, just from your time in the Pac-12. What do you remember about playing there? What's the atmosphere like? And sort of what have you been telling your teammates about what it's like to play there?
I mean, it's a good atmosphere. The last time I played there, we won, and it was good environment to play in. Nice, warm California. So, I'm not something that's not. I'm not. It's something that I'm familiar with. So, I think they've done a better job. I think for this year, just to setting up the schedule for us to get our bodies right, and being able to adjust quickly as possible, so that when the game comes, we're well ready.
Next, we'll go to Matt Shadell at CaneSport. Matt.
Yeah. Hey, Kiko. So I want to ask you just about the overall defense. You guys are pretty highly ranked, 15th in the nation in total defense, 19th in scoring defense. Do you feel like this defense is playing really well? Have you guys sort of, reached anywhere near the ceiling?
I think there's still more room to improve. I think there's still a lot of things that we need to focus on, and the little details that we need to lock into. I think there's always another level to our game. This defense has done a tremendous job, but there's always a standard, and there's always another level to reach. So I think nobody's being comfortable. Nobody's getting comfortable of where we're at, and we're gonna continue ourselves to get better, and try to get it to a next level. To be the best in the nation. So yeah.
We'll do a few more for Kiko. Next, we'll go to Christian Prosia from New Era Prep.
Hey Kiko, how's it going?
Good.
So to piggyback off the total defense, we're getting Ruben Bain back healthy. Being able to have the front seven get reloaded even more, how is that just going to even play into more defensive dominance this week?
It's amazing, man. Guys like Ruben Bain and Tyler Barron, and I know it's sad to not have Elijah Austin back, but it's amazing to have that type of guy back, and being around a really good core of guys that are willing to build a good foundation in the front seven. So I'm excited for the opportunity. He's doing a really good job of fitting around and fitting the pass, as he always do. He's been really destructive, so I'm excited.
We'll wrap up for Kiko with Adam Lichtenstein of the Sun Sentinel. Adam.
Hey again. So Mario kind of said after the game, and I think he said it again on Monday, excuse me, that obviously, it's great you guys got to win. You kind of get the benefits of a loss because it's a close game, a tight game, and you get the motivation from that without the actual defeat in the loss column. How much do you now that I've had a few days to kind of sink in, and you guys have been able to watch film and everything, how much has, I guess, the lessons from that game kind of sunk in with you guys?
There's a lot to learn from it. I think that really puts a lot of thoughts in our head, and it made everybody feel a certain way. And I think for us, as me as a linebacker, that didn't sit right with me. So I think everybody feels the same way. We're expected to dominate, and we're expected to do certain things the right way. So I think for us, that was a good wake up call. And I'm pretty sure I think everybody's handling it well, using it as a factor of motivation and do better, do well, and being able to focus on the little details to put the team in the right spot.
And then I know it's probably not at the forefront of your mind, but College Game Day is going to be there on Saturday. Is it kind of cool, just even though it's not your main focus, it's kind of cool to be like the center of the college football world for a day?
Oh yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Good team as Cal, and really good team on Hurricanes. So I don't think it's gonna be a good environment. I think it's gonna be a really good atmosphere to play in. I'm excited. I think everybody's excited. So it's a fun experience. It's gonna be a fun experience.
So obviously you guys had, an issue with some missed tackles against Virginia Tech. Some of that's obviously, their ability, but just how have you guys worked on trying to correct that issue during this past, few days?
I would just say keep doing the same thing. The coaches put us in, great positions to make plays last game. We just didn't, make those plays. So, we definitely got a little chip on our shoulder when it comes to tackling. But, we know we're physical defense. We showed physicality and tackling for 4 games. And, it didn't go the way we wanted to when it came to tackling. But, we're working on it every single day. And, we know we're physical defense. We know who we are. So one game doesn't define us.
Next, we'll go to Jordan McPherson of the Miami Herald. Jordan.
Hey there, Mish. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing great. I've got 2 questions for you. First off, with Cal, what have you seen from their offense on film and as you guys prepare for them? And then also just playing at Cal. You've been there before. What's the atmosphere going to be like? What do you remember from playing games at Cal from your time over at Washington?
Right. Those are 2 really good questions. To answer the first one, their offense, is really explosive. They have a really good quarterback, number 15, really good guy. He can throw it anywhere. He's really accurate, especially over the middle. He throws a really good back shoulder ball. He's on cue with his receivers. All of his receivers are really good, and they know, where the ball is going to be placed, which, puts them at a great advantage and, puts DBs at a disadvantage, especially when a quarterback and a receiver are on time. Their O-line's a strong O-line. And they have, they got 2 running backs that are really good, and they can run anywhere. They can run in the gaps, they can run outside. So we have a team that's really balanced, including their tight ends. I think we have all that combination of really good guys in each spot that you can make a lot of plays. And for the second question about Cal's atmosphere, I've been there once. I went to Cal one time in 2022. And it's pretty loud atmosphere. They can get rowdy most definitely. I'm glad that our fans, get to come down and experience game day. It's going to be exciting for them. But, no fan or any outside factor ever affects the game, So we're not really, too focused on how loud it's going to be or anything like that. We're focused on, making our plays and doing our jobs.
Next, we'll go to Matt Shadell of CaneSport. Matt.
Yeah, hey Mish, I know you're one of the leaders, so I'll ask a question along those lines. A game like this past weekend that comes down to one play and could have gone either way, does that spur like a players only meeting? Any specific language or messaging from leaders like yourself heading into this week's game?
I would say, I think the biggest thing that we talked about was just getting back to, who we are. Like I said, the coaches, they put us in great spots, last week to make plays. We just didn't come up with them. So the scheme was there, but, us as players and, like myself being a leader, we emphasize to the defense that, hey, we got to win our one-on-ones, D-line has to be in their gaps. Linebackers got to be in their gaps. DBs got to communicate. And everybody just has to do their job. If we do that and not focus on doing other people's jobs, we just do our jobs, then, we're going to make a lot of plays.
We'll do a few more from Mish. Next, we'll go to Azubi Charles of CaneSport. Azubi.
Going on, Mish? Just wanted to get, your thoughts on, that last play and just kind of what was it like waiting to hear the referees give that call and, your thoughts after they, reversed it.
Oh, well, I saw it on the screen. I saw it on the screen when they showed on like the big screen when the refs were reviewing it, and he never had control of the ball. So I don't know like what made them call a touchdown in the beginning, but their call is their call. I think the biggest thing is not leaving it up to the refs' hands. We put it in the refs' hands at the end of the game, and we that all that stuff led up to stuff that happened in the beginning of the game and in the middle of the game to where it comes down to that final play. That's not a position that you love to be in. It's not the worst position, but I definitely would rather be in a position where the game's in our hands and we control it. But we put it in the refs' hands. That's not something I plan on doing any going further.
We'll go back to Jordan McPherson of the Miami Herald. Jordan.
Hey, Amisha, with that last play, Isaiah Horton being on defense with you guys for that last play, what was it like seeing him get involved and play a factor in that final play? And especially considering what he's been doing on the offensive side, to see him help you guys on both sides so late in the game on Friday?
Oh, it's great. Shout out to Zay Horton. He's been our jumper. We call him the jumper. He jumps pretty high. He's tall, he's big. He knows how to attack the ball, being a receiver. So he's always been in that spot. We just have never been put in that situation like that. But I think it's amazing he's able to do both things. He had an amazing game when it came to offense. Scoring touchdown, had a huge catch. Over the middle, diving, and then just for him to cap off the game. Doing something that receivers usually don't do, which is play on defense. It was just amazing. It's a blessing, and he's having a great season right now. And I know he's planning to make more plays on offense and on defense if he has to.
We'll wrap up for Mish with Marcus Benjamin at Canes County. Marcus.
Hey, Mish, how's it going?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing well. Just wanted to ask about the play of Zaquan Patterson toward the end of the game. Of course, he was inserted in the game because I believe because of injury, and he was asked to step up in a big moment in the fourth quarter. So, what have you seen from him and his development, and how confident do you feel he can step in again if needed?
Right. That's a really good question. I would just say, when it comes to Zaquan, that's the dude that, I called it, earlier in the season, that, he's going to be that type of guy that he's going to play. He's going to make a lot of plays. When he got subbed in, I was just like, hey, you ready? He was like, yep, I'm ready. There was no like, hey, you got to make sure you do this. You got to make sure you do that. Like, there was no concern from anybody on the team. There was no concern by me, the coaches, of him going in the game. We knew when he got in the game, he was going to make plays. He's really smart. So he knows, where to put guys in. He knows spots to play. He's a really good tackler. He made some plays, immediately when he got in the game. So that just shows the type of player he is. And there was really no flinch or any concern of him going in the game. That's what happens when, you have depth, in the back end like we do, and guys that, if someone can go down, the standard doesn't drop.